Morning, everyone. Thank you very much. Welcome to my session. I will start off to this meeting. The title that we're discussing is about the nation, concept of the nation, state, and citizen. Also, we are talking about the functions of the nation, state, and a citizen. We go then for what is the state itself. We're firstly talking about the nation. I can see here in the screen that nation is the large group of people who share common elements such as language, culture, ethnicity, history, or a sense of collective identity. It is primarily a social and cultural concept rather than a political or legal one. Nations often have a shared heritage, traditions, and values that bind the people together emotionally and culturally. From this definition, we know that a nation is large, where in the nation, in the area, there are a lot of people who live in. So the point is the elements of the nation, like language, culture. In the nation, maybe will be more language there, and various of the culture, and also ethnicity, history, and the most important thing is the collective identity. It is called nations. Meanwhile, when we talking about the nations, yeah, of course, in a certain country, sometimes nation state will coming together. Okay, nation state will become one together. Like Indonesia, for example, we are nation, we are also state. What is the example of a nation without state? Let's see Palestine. Palestine is only nation. Palestine is not state. Is still the process to become a state, because in the process of the nation become a state need us several requirements that you have to complete it or fulfill by the regulation. Okay, now we go to talk about the function of the nation. We're not talking about the function of the nation. There are several functions of the nation. Number one, function of the nation is the cultural unity. What does it mean of the cultural unity here? Nation provide a sense of belonging and identity to the members through shared custom, language, and tradition. And the second one is the social cohesion. What does it mean by the social cohesion in this context? Social cohesion means they foster solidarity and collective consensus among people. And number three is the preservation of heritage. Preservation of heritage means that the nation work to preserve and pass down cultural practices, languages, and histories. The last one is mobilization. Mobilization means the nation can mobilize people for common causes such as independent movement or social reform. There are at least four, the function of the nation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and now we are talking about the state. What is state? Before I talk and explain about the concept of the state and nation, and both of this term is a little bit different in some contexts. Talking about the state here, definition that we can use for understanding what the state is. The state is a political and legal entity with a defined territory. The underline here is the political and legal entity. This thing, it is not in the nation concept. And the next one is define territory. In the state, it is very clear of the territory and approved by international community. Again, I just review that the state is a political and legal entity with the defined territory, a permanent population, and a government, and the capacity to enter into relation with other states. It is a foreign organization that holds the authority to make and enforce law within its borders. Okay, it's a very clear difference between what state and what's nation. The underline here is the defined territory, yes. It is only in the concept of the state. And here also there is official government and the capacity to enter the relation with other states. And this is very clear the difference of what a state is and what a nation is. Okay, now we go to the key characteristic of the state. Talking about state, as I explained before, that the characteristic of the state must have a territory. Okay, must have the area or territory. It's a clear defined geographical area. It's clear what's the border in the left, in the right, or in the border in south, in east, in the north, in the west, and others. And then population. It's a clear population. Population will live within the territory. A state must have in it a population, a number of people who live in. And the third one is the government. Having a territory, having a population, and government. There are government who govern and also who create of regulation and then who enforce of the regulation, law enforcement the process. Because in the process, government have the right to create a regulation that use of the people or the community who live in the state. And number 4, the characteristic of the state is the sovereignty. Sovereignty means the supreme power to govern without external interference. In bahasa Indonesia, we call as berkedaulatan. A nation have the supreme power. And the other country, the other nation, the state have no right to interference every single policy that government use in the state. Government runs in the state. Have the authority, is called as the sovereignty. And is the most important thing, the characteristic of the nation is recognition. Of course, the nation must be recognized by global states, by other states in international level, not only in a certain area, but acknowledged by many countries, by international communities. Is it called state in this category? This is a characteristic of the state. Okay, now we go to function of the state. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about the function of the state, there are at least 4 functions of the state. Number 1, the function of the state is law and order. It means it's establishing the enforcement law and maintain peace and security. Number 2, the protection. The protection here means defending the state and its citizens from the external threats. Number 3, public services. It provides infrastructure, education, healthcare, and welfare. Number 4, economic regulation. Managing their economy through the policies, taxation, and regulation. And the last one is diplomacy, means that states manage the relationship between other states and international organizations. these 5 functions of the state. And now we go to what is the citizen? Citizen is the people who live in a state. A citizen is individual who legally belong to a state. Is it clear? And enjoys certain right and responsibility under the state's laws. Citizenship establishes a formal relationship between the individual and the state. Okay, it's a very clear explanation about it. So we are talking about the right that citizens have when they officially become a citizen in a certain state. Of course, number 1 is the political right. Number 2 is a civil right. Number 3 is social right. Number 4 is the protection. Political rights here mean that the citizen have the right to vote and vote, running the public office and participating in the government. Number 2, civil right. Civil right mean that freedom of speech, free to deliver a speech, religion, assembly, etc., and so on and so forth. Number 3, the right of citizen is a social right. I mean that citizens have the access to education, healthcare, social security, and others rights. Number 4, protection. Protection here, right to protect by the state laws and institution. From this right of the citizen, of course, and citizens have the problem dealing with the political or civil, social protection. Government must protect them, protect our citizen in all condition, because citizens have the right to have these categories. Okay, we go to responsibilities. There is a right and responsibilities. Of course, as the citizen of the state, we citizens have the right, there's a responsibility to obey the laws, paying taxes, defending the state, and participating in the civic life. Obeying laws mean the following the laws and regulation that have it by the state itself. Of course, to runs of the government should have enough budget, and citizens have the obligation to pay of the taxes, mean that it's contribute to the state revenue. Meanwhile, the number 3 is defending a state. Defending our state not only the job of the armies, but it is the responsibilities of the citizen who live in the state, serving in the military or civil duties if required. Number 4, participating in civil life, voting, jury duty, and community involvement. Okay, this is some clear information about nation, state, and citizen. Definition, as I explained before, the nature, territory, authority, function, example. This is a very example like the Kurds, like the Basques, as well as the Palestine is the example of the nation. Meanwhile, the state like Indonesia, maybe like your country too, French, Japan, Brazil, and so many countries. Function, of course, have different function between nation and state. Okay, then what is the interrelation between state and citizen? Nation, state, and citizen. This interrelation. Nation is about the people identity and shared culture. Meanwhile, a state is the political structure that governs a territory and its people. Meanwhile, a citizen is the individual who belong to state and participate in its political and social system. While a nation can exist without a state. For example, stateless nation. A state requires citizens to function, and citizen is granted by the state. Ideally, a nation and state overlap when nation is one sovereign state, but this is not always the case. Okay, there is a little bit explanation and some point we're talking about what a state or the nation and what the citizen, what is interrelation both between them, and so hopefully that this information, this presentation clear enough to understand? For more, you can go to Edlink to find out the more and complete information about the topic you're discussing. Thank you very much for attention. Good luck. See you in the next live video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone.